It is 7 o'clock on Monday, July 6th, and we'll call this meeting of the Sault Ste. Marie City Commission to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Gary.
Here.
Commissioner Bauer. Commissioner Bospis-Rath.
Here.
Commissioner Collins. Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Commissioner Talentino.
Here.
Commissioner Twardy.
Here.
Commissioner Bauer and Commissioner Collins did indicate to City Manager and I that they wouldn't be able to be here tonight, so we need a motion and support to excuse them.
I'll make that motion to excuse.
Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
They are excused. If everybody please rise if you're able to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I feel like we're relearning our meetings now that everything's not online, so. Mayor comments and general announcements. Our last meeting, as everybody knows, was in person, was March 2nd, 2020. That was 491 days ago, so. Welcome back, everybody, to the City Commission chambers. I wanted to thank everybody in the community for the great response we had on the Jeff Blashill event on Saturday at the Puller. He had his entire family there, so it was kind of like a family reunion in addition to the community, and we had 2 solid hours of people pouring through the line, so he really enjoyed it, and they were humbled, and I wanted to thank a couple of people for putting it on. John Saruk from Cloverland Electric was the person who made the initial contact. Tony Haller from the Chamber of Commerce and from the CVB who funded it, did most of the work, did all the coordination. Thank you very much to Linda Hoth, Nick Nolan, Hope Anderson, and Jim Lehocky, who plays 2 roles, one for CVB and other for TV 9 and 10, so had great coverage. And not to toot our own horns, but City of Sault Ste. Marie had Brendan McCrory there. He did a great job, and he was very dependable and came in on a holiday weekend, and we certainly do appreciate that. And just if anybody is concerned, the CVB actually paid for the facility personnel overtime for the weekend, so there was no cost to the taxpayers. So it was a great event and very exciting. Good to have them here. Just goes to show that City of Sault Ste. Marie, our community really does support people that make it big, people that make it small, people that are sick, people that are in need, and we have a great community, so thank you very much, everybody. Also, the 4th of July parade, and our first ever Grand Marshal was Jeff Blashill, and it was a very, very good event. It was very well attended. There were tons of people there, and Jeff was actually kind of surprised. He didn't hear any booing on the route, and he was pretty pleased with that. Heard a couple of other go whatever, but no, he was very excited about it. Whole family was there. I thought the fireworks went off this year without a hitch. We didn't have to wait till the second day to have the fireworks. And thank you very much to City Fire Department for all the work that they do, and special thanks to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, who allows us to shoot the fireworks out on the pier, which is federal property. So we have a pretty unique area, and it was great. So I don't know if anybody else has any comments, but what a great weekend we had. Weather was cooperating, so great community weekend. So thank you very much, everybody. We are skipping down to C, public comment. Does anybody in the audience want to make any comments on any of our scheduled agenda items this evening? I'll just need your name and anybody? Fred? No, no takers. All right, we'll move on. Consent agenda, Deputy City Manager Robin Troyer.
Thank you, Mayor Gary. Under the consent agenda, 1, approval of the City Commission meeting minutes of June 21st, 2021. Item 2, acceptance of the Planning Commission meeting minutes of June 24th, 2021. Item 3, acceptance of the Police and Fire Pension Board meeting minutes of April 14th, 2021. Item 4, acceptance of the Police and Fire Pension Board meeting minutes of May 19th, 2021. Item 5 is reappointment of the Dial-A-Ride Advisory Board. Item 6, consideration of authorized depositories, banking resolution, and investment policy as of July 1, 2021. Item 7 is authorization of a professional services contract with Otis Elevator for elevator service for all city facilities. And item 8 is approval of the consent agenda items as presented.
Thank you, Deputy City Manager. Does anybody have any item they'd like further explained or removed from the consent agenda for further consideration? Commissioner Miller?
Your Honor, could I have item 6 explained a little bit more?
Sure, City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a resolution that authorizes certain banking institutions to handle our funds. It's an annual process. Yes, it's an annual process, and it's just establishing those banks.
Thank you.
Any others? Commissioner Twardy?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or comments before we go on? Roll call, please.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baspas-Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Motion passed unanimously. Moving on into item E, which is special orders of business. City Manager Chapman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up first for commission consideration is a opportunity for the first reading of an ordinance to rezone Lot 27, Block 2, Marshall's Edition, from RSV Residential Reserve to General Business. This is a first reading, so nothing is finalized tonight. So what the motion is approving today is to schedule a second reading for the July 19th meeting, at which time the City Commission will take final action on this item.
Thank you, City Manager. Does anybody have any questions for City Manager or for Kelly Freeman, Planning Director, is here? Commissioner Talentino.
Thank you, Your Honor. I motion to approve the ordinance as presented and schedule a second reading for July 19th, 2021 City Commission meeting.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baspas-Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary.
Yes. Thank you. Motion passed unanimously. We have nothing
Your Honor.
under,
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Sorry. I did have a question, I'm sorry. I missed it.
I-
Will there be is that going to be a public hearing then as well? Will there be a public hearing at that meeting, July 19th?
City Manager?
No, sir, the public hearing was held at the Public Commission, or during the Plan Commission meeting.
Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner. F, Communications, we have no items this evening, so we'll move on into G, which is business items. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For commission consideration is a request to enter an agreement for televising services with Tunnel Vision in the amount not to exceed $20,234.15. This request coming from the Engineering Department and Water Utilities Department. We have lumped a few different projects together from a few different funding sources. We put out an RFP. We received 2 bids, in which the recommended low bid is from Tunnel Vision. In a nutshell, we'd look for a motion to approve the agreement with Tunnel Vision for the amount not to exceed $20,234.15.
Thank you, City Manager. Anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Chapman? Commissioner Miller, would you like to make this motion?
Thank you, Your Honor. Motion to award the bid for sewer televising to the low bidder, Tunnel Vision, for an amount not to exceed $20,234.15.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Baspas-Rath.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much. Under G, business items number 2, City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We won't be taking action on this item, so this item pertains to an RFP and a bid process for appraisal services for a recent tribunal case between the city and Cascade X LLC, Cascade Crossings. We just received an offer for stipulation from the landowner and their representatives today. The taxable value won't be changing, the assessed value will be changing, which is an acceptable term between the assessor and I. So we don't have to take any action on this item as that case will be settled. If it's not already settled, it'll be settled first thing tomorrow, so.
All right, thanks, City Manager. Item 3.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Up next for commission consideration are two motions pertaining to the future water meters project. Motion to proceed with the funding of the water meter upgrade project and authorize the city to enter into an installment purchase agreement with HydroCorp Meter Sales and Old Mission Bank. Then a motion to amend the budget for increased costs to cover those paperwork. So during the budget process, the commission, we talked about a large meter project and replacing all the meters in all residential, industrial, and commercial facilities. This is kind of the next step in that item. We put out an RFP for interest rates on a loan through several local banks here. We received two, one from being Government Capital and one from Old Mission Bank. Old Mission Bank is the lowest at 1.74%. We would make a recommendation to go with OMB. And again, the motions here, two motions, motion to proceed with the funding through HydroCorp and OMB, and then a motion to amend the budget for the project of $2,265 and repay the loan and cover legal fees, the amount of $131,000 in the 2021, 22, and 2023, 2022, 2023 fiscal year. And this project had been budgeted, if the commission recalls the presentation, this project had been budgeted for, so there's no major increase to the rates moving forward. This was already taken into an account. So if there's any questions, we'd be happy to take them.
Thank you, City Manager. Commissioner Twardy.
I've just had a request from a constituent wondering if when we all receive our water bills, will they still have the same breakout that they show right now, or will it just be a single line item?
Nope, they'll still have the same breakout, because the bills are produced by BSNA, and this is just the water meter piece of that equation.
Okay, great, that's what they were hoping. Thank you.
Any other questions for the City Manager? There are two motions on the table. Commissioner Bosbus Rath, would you like to take the longer version?
You know, I knew he was going, knew you were going, I was ready.
You're a good reader, that's why.
Motion to proceed with funding of the water meter upgrade project and authorize the city to enter into an installment purchase agreement with HydroCorp, Meter Sales, and Old Mission Bank.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? A roll call, please.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bosbus Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Second motion.
Motion to amend the budget for the project in the amount of $2,265,400 and to repay the loan and cover legal fees in the amount of $131,600 in 2021-22 fiscal year and $248,200 in 2022-2023 fiscal year.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any questions or comments? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Twardy,
Yes.
Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bosbus Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much. City Manager announcements and updates.
Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I only have one item on here, but we're gonna add one more thing on here. Just a reminder, a heads up, I'll be out of the office July 16th. It's a Friday, in the next couple of Fridays here. So, this is our first meeting since COVID, and we have undergone a lot of hiring, so a lot of new faces on the executive level team, so I want to bring them forward. If all the new kids want to stand up and come up front here real quick. Yeah, you're new too. You're technically new.
Darn it, I thought we had a big audience tonight.
Psych, it's just staff. All right, so going from right-hand stage, going this way, David Boyle, city engineer, a lot of you have seen him on the Zoom calls over the last year. He started with us last March. He's been instrumental in getting a lot of our engineering projects back on track and everything moving. Dave comes from the private sector. This is his first public gig that he's not a consultant on. Lives out on Marquette. He's been phenomenal so far. So David Boyle.
Welcome.
Up next is Kirk Tews. Kirk Tews started with us last summer sometime. If you recall, we had to split up the wastewater and water positions. Kirk comes to us from F&V, another consulting firm. Kirk had a lot of public sector experience as well. He worked in the city of Midland. While he was with F&V, he had 5 or 6 different municipalities under his belt, one of them being the city of Flint. So he has a lot of experience in dealing with a lot of the new rules that are coming out of Eagle. He wrote most of them, but he's came on board. He is in charge of the water plant and the water and collection utilities. He's been with us since last summer. He's been instrumental in getting a lot of that stuff going again. So Kirk Tews, in case you guys see him out and about.
Welcome, Kirk.
Next one is Brian Masterson. Brian Masterson's my favorite story because of how I got him. Brian Masterson was the Kinross wastewater treatment plant supervisor, kind of jack of all trades down there too, oversaw parks and a lot of different departments down there. Coming to us from Kinross, he wanted an opportunity to kind of lead our plant. He started working with us part-time here and there, probably about 6 or 8 months ago, doing a lot of the daily, monthly reporting for Eagle, overseeing the operations, bringing us back into compliance. Loved it here so much, saw that the plant was a big challenge, wanted to take it on, and he has officially started with us full-time last Thursday on July 1st. So.
Welcome.
Yep.
Now,
And
be real nice to the next one.
Right, that's right.
He's carrying a gun.
That's right.
Real nice to the next one.
That's right. He didn't get my memo, there's no guns in here, but whatever, we'll talk about it. So last but not least, you've probably seen this gentleman's face all over Facebook and in the news lately, Wes Bierling. He is obviously our police chief. Started with us a couple weeks ago, 5, 6 weeks ago, what do you want now? Week 6, counting them down. He comes on from Lake County and Newaygo County. He was the undersheriff for both those organizations. Wes brings a lot of new information, new perspective, bigger organization experience. He's been 5, 6 weeks with us now. He's been phenomenal. He's done a lot of small changes, but impactful changes. One of the things I'm really most proud of is that he's very visible out in the community. You probably saw him everywhere throwing candy and all sorts of stuff at the parade. So sitting there
You hit
shaking.
me right there. You hit me
Yep,
right there with
yep.
the sucker.
Shaking hands, kissing babies down at Engineering's Day. So this is part of our new executive team. I'm comfortable with them. I appreciate them coming on board. They've done phenomenal work, as all of our departments had so far. So you have names, the faces, when you see them out and about and all that stuff.
Welcome, Chief. Welcome.
So,
Thank you for being here.
all right. Now with that introduction, there's a line, leave him alone, let me do it, so. All righty. And then just a little reminder, again, I'll be out of the office July 16th. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Nothing? All right, thanks, city manager, and welcome to all the senior administrative staff. Moving on,
Mayor Gary,
yes,
just real quick. On the last item on the water meters, there is a resolution that was included in the agenda packet. Does that resolution need a separate motion of the commission to authorize it?
Resolution. Just to be safe, let's say yes. So we want to go back up to that item on board docs. There's a resolution authorizing installment purchase agreement. It was in the agenda item, so if you had a chance to look at it, what we'll do is an add-on motion to approve the resolution as presented.
Commissioner Bosbus Rath, would you like to carry on number 3?
I'll continue.
All right,
Motion to approve the resolution of the attached,
As presented.
as presented.
Support.
it has been moved and supported. Any questions or comments about the resolution? Roll call, or is it a?
Yep, Mayor Gary,
Yes.
Commissioner Bospis Rath,
Yes.
Commissioner Miller,
Yes.
Commissioner Talentino,
Yes.
Commissioner Tuorty.
Yes.
Thank you.
Authorized to sign. Okay, moving on to item I very rapidly. Matters presented by the public. Is anybody in the audience that would like to speak to the commission at this time? Could be staff too, since there's so many here. Anybody? No, they can't.
He said, no, they can't. He whispered it, but I heard him.
Yeah. Matters presented by the public. Anybody wanted to make any comments at this time? Okay, moving on to item J, matters presented by the city commission, city commissioners. Commissioner Tuorty.
Thank you. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to the group that volunteers their time to repaint all of the crosswalks. They're starting to look fantastic around town. I am a little concerned about the speed of some of the vehicles that travel on Portage Street. And I'm assuming it's probably local people who are frustrated with the amount of tourists. But there is so many people coming to the community this summer that, you know, I'm just fearful. So I'd like to have everybody just kind of slow it down a little bit. Remember that people are looking at things and trying to walk at the same time. And so let's give them the opportunity of just taking their time. So please slow it down. West Portage, yeah, right in front of the locks. Lots of children, lots of people, so it's just very congested.
Good comments. Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner Miller.
I just wondered if the city manager could tell me if the don't park on the grass signs are up yet at Rotary Park. I was there 6-7 days ago. I did a little fishing there. I didn't see the signs up, nor did I see anyone. I was there about 4 hours, Chief. I didn't see anybody patrol down there. I thought we kind of had an agreement with you that maybe they could swing, since we don't have a Parks and Recreation kind of enforcement person anymore, maybe you could have somebody swing by there. And I know the Connor Gorsuch Pond, that day is July 31st or whatever. I'd hate to see a bunch of people tearing up the grass, and, I mean, it's such a beautiful little park there, but.
City manager.
What's that?
City manager.
Oh, sorry. I'll have to double check with DPW. I know we ordered the signs. If they came in the mail, they could be at DPW. Director Wires is off this week, so I'll get with one of the staff members. Chief Bierling did send an email out to his staff, more specifically about the fishing at the children's pond. There appears to be a lot of adults utilizing that space. So there is communication going from administration down to staff to keep an eye on that area, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anybody else? Just gotta wait a couple minutes.
No, we do not. I'm gonna win.
Commissioner Tuorty.
Move to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.